We're back on the Fox. We love boxing here on the show, and there's a boxing event tomorrow afternoon at the Pinnacle Event Center, and we have several of the fighters in studio with us this morning. Corey Bernard is here, Johnny Jerabek and Gregorio Perez hanging out with us, and also Kenny Lemos. Kenny, pull up a microphone over there. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Appreciate having you guys here. Kenny's a Denver guy, and Kenny, the heavyweight, just fought James Toney a couple of years ago.
Yes.
One of the best heavyweights in his time in the world. And I love your story, Kenny. Kenny has, in fact, his son's here too, right?
Yeah.
Both you guys, okay. Kenny's son, Diego, was run over by a school bus. Where he's trying to catch a school bus?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And had to have his leg amputated, and that provided motivation for Kenny to come back to boxing. You've been out of boxing for a while?
I had just thought about just stepping back and coaching football for a while, and Diego was 12 at the time. He's 18 now. Time flies. He, seeing him fight through those months at Children's Hospital just kind of put it in me to, keep on fighting and showing him, be an example, father example.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And he's a fighter like Dad. I mean, it's in your DNA, yeah. And so that made you, you decided to come back. At one time you were 8-1-1 in your career, had a very promising career in boxing. And then how long were you away from it?
I had actually been diagnosed with a blood clot one year after I lost when I was 8-1-1. So at that point I kind of figured like that was it, and I went through rehabilitation with medication and things, and then a couple years later it happened with Diego. So yeah, it just kind of boosted me to get back.
This your first fight back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I've had some fights. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do you still have to deal with the blood clot issues?
No.
That's good.
No, thankfully.
Good. Thank
Yeah.
God.
And you fight at heavyweight. How much are you going to weigh for this fight?
For this fight I should be around 255, 250.
Really?
Wow.
You don't look 255.
He's big, dude.
Of course, anybody sits next to Matt doesn't look. I mean, really.
6'5", 300.
He's
over here,
300
but-
pounds, and I thought you were going to say like 220. Seriously, but
Oh,
that's because you're
he's
sitting next to
thick
him.
255.
He's in good shape.
Like getting hit with a frying pan. Look at his hand.
Good,
Get
good.
knocked out real quick.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
So who you fight tomorrow?
I fight a gentleman by the name of Ron Baca. It's a rematch. He won a close split decision on me a couple months ago, so I'm looking forward to getting back in there and taking the win back.
And this is for a belt.
Yes, it's for the Rocky Mountain Boxing Regional
Nice.
Heavyweight title. So
Very nice.
a lot more on the line this time. The last fight we had was just a fight, and
Cool. Well, I've heard of you. I'm a boxing fan.
Yeah, we love boxing.
Yeah. And we have a friend in common, George Stevens. We talked about George, who just passed away back in August. You guys work together?
Yeah, we worked together at Ace Community Traveling School. It's a last chance school, working security. He was on my security team, helping me out with all those kids.
Nice.
Get cussed out every day, but George took it well.
I bet he did.
Sounds about right.
You guys were a security team?
Yes.
That's a badass security
Do
team.
not want to get thrown out by these two, man.
So how old were the kids?
They're all 8th through 10th graders.
And these guys would mouth off to you guys?
A little badass.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
It's a last chance school, so they're yeah.
Did they know you guys were fighters?
They knew we were fighters.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
George even showed them pictures of him with his belt flexing, and yeah.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
That's very funny.
Hey, so let me get your opinion about the MMA, phenomenon. Have you ever thought about fighting MMA? Because I'm more of a purist. I love the art of boxing. My brother's an MMA fighter, and it's a grueling, brutal sport. I feel that there's a difference between the two.
There's a huge difference, and if MMA would have got a little more popular when I was younger, I probably would have went towards that because I grew up through high school wrestling.
Right.
So it kind of interested me on, it's a total fight sport. I know there's a lot of differences, but man, I wouldn't trade it for boxing. Boxing,
Okay.
The art of just throwing your hands and calculating steps and punches. Like MMA, I think you could go in there and just get attacked sometimes. With boxing, you run into a punch, you know.
Okay, thanks.
Going
Bye-bye.
sleepy.
It's just, it's at nighttime, so.
So what, in your opinion, what do you think boxing needs to do to get the heavyweight division back to where it was when you got guys like Holyfield and Tyson and then all the greats that came before them, including Muhammad Ali?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of articles going with, I think a lot of the great heavyweights are football players and basketball players, and, you know, it's easier to stay in those type of sports where you're not getting hit and, you know.
You're not getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so.
I got to wear a helmet and my brain is still putty, so I can only imagine what it's like when you get punched in the forehead over and over
Right.
again. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for coming in. Tomorrow afternoon, Pinnacle Event Center. You can get tickets at the door. Kenny, it's cool that you've been an inspiration for not only your family, but others in your community as well, man. We're pulling for you. And guys, good luck tomorrow, all you guys.
Amen to that.
Thanks a lot for coming in. Corey Bernard, Johnny Jerebic, and Gregorio Perez with us here in the studio, and they'll be on the card tomorrow as well. Got to get a break in here. We're running a little behind. Rick Lewis Show, the Fox.